AITA for not letting a lady back in line at the grocery store. Went to a higher-end grocery store where foods are sold in discrete units. Apparently, when I was done shopping I cruised past the self-checkout line because it seemed rather long only to find that all the lines were long. So I wheeled on back to the self-checkout line. By that time there were a few more people in line and, oddly, a cart just sitting there in the middle of the aisle. I asked the guy at the end of the line if it was his and he said, "Number. I think somebody left it there." I moved it out of my way and proceeded to wait. A few of the registered cleared and the line moved up, leaving the cart further behind me than before. About 45 seconds after I moved it, some lady comes up behind me and says, "Excuse me." I was behind him. I replied, I also could have left my cart in line and finished my shopping. She was a bit flustered but then said, "It's okay. You can go in front of me." And I said, "Yes, I will." This whole exchange was a bit out of character for me, as I would usually just let this person go in front of me rather than worry about something so picayune. Perhaps I've been reading our entitled people too much lately, but as I drove home I thought maybe I had been a bit of a jerk without much need. WTF is a discrete unit? NTA. It sounds like she was absent for more than a minute. Back of the line she goes. It's okay to remind people they aren't the only ones on this planet. NTA. There is a difference between being an AW and not being a doormat. She left the queue. Leaving your cart does not save your place in line. Honestly, just leaving her cart there makes her an AH. You stood up for yourself. You should feel good about that. NTA. I would have moved it. A cart with a person while the other gets something and rejoins is one thing. Me having loads of items and the person behind having one or two is a definite ask if they'd like to go in front. This no. Why should her unmanned cart get moved up? Lol, you are the entitled person emo. Just common courtesy to understand they got in line then realized they forgot something. I doubt that was her plan from the get-go. I'm going against the grain with nah. You weren't obligated to let her back in line. But haven't we all gotten up to the register, realized we forgot something, and dashed over to get it? When that happens to me, I hope the people around me are understanding. YTA. 45 seconds after, she came for her cart. And you gave her a hard time for no good reason. Meh. I probably would have let her go if she was polite. You seem to be the asshole in terms of content and tone. You're not an asshole, but it probably wasn't that deep. I think if it was that deep, you had a compelling reason to leave ASAP. You would have probs included the details on why in your explanation. You saved maybe 210 minutes. YTPWUMSDW. You're the person who unnecessarily makes someone's day worse. I think you were kind of unnecessarily rude. Saving a space in line to go grab something you forgot is questionable etiquette, yeah. But she sounded like she questioned her own confrontation of the space after initially interacting with you and told you to go first, probably just to drop the whole situation. So you replying with attitude makes YTA in my opinion. You could have just said thanks to end the confrontation and keep everyone's day rolling on a positive note. You brought negativity. NTA. The order of operations is 1. Finish your shopping. 2. Go line up. Though if you forgot something and it's close by, you can normally just tell the person behind you in line that you forgot something and are coming right back. More egregious are the ones who stick a family member in line so it looks like nothing, then show up at the last second with a full shopping cart and 4 more family members with armloads of stuff and a complaint about coupons. NTA. The guy in front didn't know whose cart it was. Every time someone's left their cart expecting it to hold their place in line, they'll usually ask the person in front or behind them to please watch their cart while they go grab something. At least in my experience. I've definitely left my cart for a quick one but told the person behind me I wouldn't move this cart unless they were up next and weren't there. BC, we aren't going to delay everyone. If I was gone and back in a beat with my cart moved, I'd be annoyed but not say anything. If people are gone for a long time, that's a different story. I do hate when there is a long line and you've been waiting a long time, and someone with a couple of items feels entitled and asks if they can go ahead of you. I said no. BCI was in a hurry and for some reason this line was taking forever. They were not happy and aggressive. Usually, I don't mind. But if someone asks in an entitled way that their time is more important than mine, it's a no. I feel like people who spend energy squabbling over the order of the queue is almost always YTA. Of course there are exceptions. This may be one. But at the end of the day this seems like a pretty insignificant exchange to get hung up over. Either way, man, shrugging. Final ruling. Who cares? NTA, but this is not a big deal for it to ruin my day or rant about it. I've had a couple of incidents like this one and I either went ahead or let the other person originally online go ahead as long as it wasn't my turn yet. Shit happens. YTA. Sounds like she forgot something. And seeing that the line was long, went to go get it. She got back in time before it was her turn to check out. But you, the line police, made sure she would pay for her forgetful transgression. Petty. IDK seems like an easy enough time to show kindness. She probably forgot something. I guess it depends on her tone. INTA, literally at all. Common sense really isn't that common. YTA. I'm glad I apparently live in a community of nicer people than you and most of those here. You can't park in line and disappear for 15 minutes, and if a register frees up before you get back, you can't expect people to wait. But I can't imagine making an issue out of someone who ran to grab a couple things they forgot. If there were 3 carts ahead of me when I got in line, then there are 3 people ahead of me. The person getting back in line isn't cutting me or taking anything from me. What a weird and unnecessary attitude. A queue's entire point is for customers ready to check out and pay. She was not ready to check out and pay. Not in queue. NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.